up the fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a love fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad at this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, nigga. She know I'm a prophet, she glad to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one breath, some break off and never take off. That's a fix. When the Lord with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the system. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Black and Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' scratch them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't think they pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I assemble the globe with the slide on. Real, I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got 9s, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like, bitch, or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like. My nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all don't fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them.
Give it up. It's the Israelite School and the Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. This is the school where the truth is sought and the truth is told. Unlike the Christian church, we actually teach our people who they are, where they come from, and where these scriptures are going to take us. Today's class, due to everything that's going on with Trump and Iran and Israel and Palestine, how you gonna say it? Going to kind of get a little bit into World War III, so you can know what's going to be going on, what to be looking for, how to prepare for it, what we should be doing as a people, not as an individual, but as a people, because like one of the school sayings is brotherhood is a weapon, and through that brotherhood can help you through those times where those lights are going to be getting cut off, things of that nature. Um, as of right now, I mean, you see how Trump is, you know, pretty much being like a school kid in the playground. He's one of those. If you don't pick him to play basketball or hoop with him, so he gonna take the gold with him. He gonna take the gold at. You know what I mean? So with that, you see how America is being built up. Like right now, America's like a real big superpower, right? I mean, you see how all the nations that you see, so-called white man or the oppressor, or you a Marvel fan, a colonizer, is the most powerful nation that you see at this point. And what the Most High is doing is He is building up. He's just trying to build them up to for the other nations to make it feel like they have a fair fight in this. You know what I mean? Because what Nas said is your arms are too short to high box with God. So what he's doing is he's gonna make you feel like you stretch Armstrong, and he's gonna help you. He's gonna make you give you time to build up your weaponry, build up your nuclear arsenal. You know what I mean? Because at this point, it's like you shooting arrows to the Most High. So let's get to Romans 9:17. Romans 9:17. Let's get to it. 9:17. Now, what the Most High is doing is the same thing what He did with Egypt, right? Building them up, raising them up. So let's get to it. Romans 9:17. For the Scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. What the Most High is doing is he's building these other nations up so he can be like, yeah, you thought you was the bad man, but the Most High is the baddest man that you will ever know. You know what I mean? Like there's no denying that I am declared the Most High above all. That's what he's doing. He's showing you like the grand finale. So when you think like, oh, nobody can take them down, nobody, this is a nation above all nations. Like, he's setting the curtain up. He's setting the play up. He wants them to see, as far as like I am the man upon these other so-called guys. Because when you go to these other religions, other churches, you know, every nation, every culture has their own God. Whether you Chinese, you Buddha, Islam, you got the Allah, all these other type of gods. He's showing you like I'm the one that is, in so many words, unfuckwittable. You can't mess with me. You know what I mean? This is what this is all about. Um, and then when you go to these other churches and things of that nature, I mean they're all looking for signs. You know what I mean? So it's like um, when you go to like the Christian church, right? Everybody's always looking for the signs to when Christ is coming back, right? Like if you don't see what's going on right now or what's going on, then there's a problem. You should already see the situations, how these other nations are coming together, how they fighting, how they going into the valley of decision. It's about to go down. This World War III is happening. And now that they see that this World War III is happening, some of the people of hierarchy in this world, they're trying to do their best to prevent it, because a lot of them know what's going to happen. They know that after World War III, this is the end of their reign. That's what it is. We can take it to when Christ was speaking to the Pharisees and Sadducees. Let's go to Matthew 16. Matthew 16, and let me see. Go to Matthew 16 and 1, right? I mean, this is the time when the Pharisees and Sadducees were, dealing with Christ, testing him, showing like, show me a miracle, show me a sign, like, show me, when the when the end is near. You know what I mean? Like they all looking for these different type of signs, and Christ is looking at them like, you think you know everything. So let's get to it. Matthew 16 and 1. So the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And like I said, this is when the Sadducees and Pharisees were dealing with Christ as far as testing him, trying to slip him up, trying to get him caught up in his teachings. Um, Verse 2. And he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. So Christ is saying, like, I mean, you guys act like you know everything. You know what I'm saying? You can tell me, you know, the weather is gonna be, bad because you see that the sky is red. I mean, verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and low rain. So he's saying, like, you can look at the weather and see, like, if the sky is red, oh, the weather's going to be fair. But if I see the sky is red and low rain, oh, the weather's going to be bad. It's about to start raining, just like how we look at it today. We see the clouds starting to darken up. You can start feeling the moisture in the air getting very, starting to humidify more. You can almost smell the water in there, like, oh, it's about to rain. You act like you can tell all the signs. But continue to verse 3. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of times? So Most High's like, you act like you know everything. You can see all the signs that were going on, but one thing that you act like you can't see is the signs of when the end times come. Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. Let's go back to that. Go back to verse 4. And the wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. People that's out there doing their thing and partying and, what I'm saying, going off for whoredom, you know, just doing all types of drugs, living their best life. They doing everything they can do until the last minute. That's why he speak of as the wicked and adulterous generation seekers after they sign. They want to do everything they can at the end until they know exactly when that end time has come. Now I'm going to go ahead and straighten up. I'm going to go ahead and do what I'm supposed to be doing. No, you're supposed to be doing whatever you supposed what the Most High wants you to do right now. As soon as you find out who you are, as soon as one of these priests is out here teaching and showing you this truth, that is when you're supposed to change. Not what now you don't supposed to be on out in these streets. That's cool, but let me keep doing what I'm doing. I got these broads. I got 3 or 4 broads that I'm dealing with. I'm tossing around. I'm about to switch up the team, and switch up the arsenal. Or I got a woman that got a whole bunch of dudes on the side that she jumping in and jumping out of the bed with, or dude on the street slinging dope, doing whatever you need to do to get this bread and all that type of stuff. That's not what you're supposed to be on. Like I said, the wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign. And keep going, and there shall no sign be given unto it. So the only signs that you're going to be seeing is the same sign that the prophet Jonas, which is the Greek translation. So what it's actually saying is Jonah. So what did Jonah do? What was the sign that Jonah did? He taught the people what was going to happen. So that means when you see these prophets out here in the street right now teaching y'all, that is the beginning of the times. Right there. That is the beginning. Right there, that's letting you know, oh, it's time to get down. We've been in that since Christ came. Since Christ came, you know what I'm saying? We getting close because when you start seeing these priests and prophets out here trying to let you know what's going on, let you know what's about to happen, let you know what you should be doing, who you are, and stuff like that. That is your high time to get right. That is your high time to get right with the Most High. Get in this school is what you should be doing. And at the end of that verse, it says, "And he left them and departed." That's a mic drop. It's like he sit there and drop what you should they asked him a question. He told them what it was. Mic drop. I'm dipping. I'm gonna leave you off on that. That is the coldest walk off that you can ever see. That's how you can tell that brother is a Judah. You can tell he black. I'm gonna hit you with this closer and dip off of him. Let that marinate. You know what I mean? So that's what we need to be looking for. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the Most High is trying to set up, like I said, he's setting up the playing field. He's setting up to where he's going to put us in the position where it's what we're supposed to be. He's doing the preparation uh, of our land right now. Are you seeing what's going down in the Middle East and all that type of stuff? That is that whole that whole Middle East area. That's our land. That was the nation of Israel. That was where we had 12 tribes sitting on all that in the Middle East, all that. But uh, our captives, our captors, took us and took us out our land and ran us out. You know what I mean? I mean, you saw it if you understood history, like in 70 A.D. when Titus came and ransacked Jerusalem, and the Israelites ran into Africa. I mean, that was it. Christ let us know that this was about to happen. He told us what was going down. And now is the time where the Most High is going to set this up so we're going to get back in this setup again. Matter of fact, take it to Joel 3. Take it to Joel 3 real quick. So you can see how the Most High is setting this up. Joel 3. Chapter 3 to all right, so get to it. So it's speaking about the times that we in right now, right? This is when the Lord is going to judge the nations. So it says Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And when they speak about the valley of Jehoshaphat, that is the Middle East. That's Israel right there. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel. It don't say no other nation. When you go in these Christian sermons and stuff like that, they don't speak about one nation. It's always about everybody, right? Everybody gotta can come in and uh, get in this kingdom of heaven, and you're saved now that you then got yourself wet and came back up, and sing a couple of Christian songs and dance with the tambourine and watch the fairy conduct another praise and worship dance and all that, tap your feet and all that, and seeing somebody jump around and run around the whole church, you know what I'm saying, and act like they're going to spasms and act like they swallowing their tongue, talking all types of weird nothing. You know what I mean? This is not what this is about. This scripture says it straight up. I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel. Ain't nobody else. No other nation the Most High is dealing with is Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They took the Lord's people, the Lord's chosen people, and parted the land and divvied it up. I mean, you got over 17 countries sitting in the Lord's land where his people are supposed to be at. And they just kicked they took his people, put them into slavery, and just divided the land up. And they are milking the resources of that land. I mean, you seeing all these nations eating up that oil over there. That's why you think this war stuff is happening. You know, it's all about oil and resources. You know what I mean? Because America wants to be the person that's uh, got a hand, closed fist over this oil reservoir. They want that. They want that. But these other nations, they trying to make sure that America does not get that. That's what it's all about. This whole 9/11 and all that type of stuff, all is just a covering of what they really wanted to do. They just want to get in there and get that oil. They want the resources. That's what it's all about. It's all about. Keep going, verse 3. And they have cast lots of my people and have given my boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. That's what's going on right now. Like right now, like they took our people and selling our boys as prostitutes, giving our girls, giving our daughters out for substance. Even in today's time, when you look at the news and stuff like that, there's always a little Mexican boy missing, a little black boy missing, there's a little black girl missing, stuff like that. They're taking our kids and selling them into slavery, selling them into prostitution, selling, doing whatever they with our children. But let's say a little colonizer come up missing, what they call it, Amber Alert. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's more importance when they come up missing than when our people come up because it's the norm. You know, it's just like, hey, let me get that give you a bottle of Henny for that boy real quick. I'll go ahead and do. I'll switch that out for you. That's the same type of thing that they do. That's the type of time they. That's what they do with our people. To them, our people means nothing. You know what I mean? And in the Most High's eyes, that is a no-no. That's just like if you have kids of your own and you seeing somebody take your child and take them away and sell them in, what do you think you're gonna do? You want to grab all your weapons and go to town. That's what the Most High is doing here. Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? And ye render me a recompense. And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So it's saying that the people that dealt with my people, uh, will you pay me back? Will you render me a recompense? Like you gonna pay me back? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your head? Like will I everything that you did with my people? You think I'm not gonna do back to you? Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. All this is going on right now. They taking our people out of the land. They taking people out of the borders. They moved them and scattered them all around. That's why you got our people in all these different type of countries living amongst their captives. You know, and you got our people in Jamaica. You got our people in America. You got our people in Brazil, Mexico. You got our people, you know, and speaking the language of the people that took us. You know what I mean? Like all this is going to be payback. Let me drop down to verse. All this is good. We get into all this. Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans and to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Everything that these other nations have done to us is going to happen to them. They sold, our people got sold unto them, then they're going to sell it to Judah. So they're going to sell it to the children of Israel. They're going to be our captives. Those who were captives are going to be the captors. Verse 9. Proclaim ye these among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of the war draw near. Let them come up. The Most High telling them, like, get all your mighty men. Let's prepare to get down and busy. I mean, let's get all your weapons and let's get all your generals, all your people that act like they know wartime. Get them together. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pronghoods into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. So he's saying, get your weapons ready. All these weak little people saying, all the weak people in your nation, I'm strong, I'm strong. That's Donald Trump. That is a weak man that people have put in power. And he pretend to be a strong individual. All that because he feel like he has a lot of people behind him. I mean, like I said, the Most High is getting them ready to where they got their nuclear warheads. They got lasers now. You know what I mean? The Most High wants all that. Bring it on. He won't the smoke. In so many words. So he telling get what you got. Let's get down and get busy. Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about hither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. He's telling you to get your mighty ones because he's going to slay them down quickly. It's going to be like a flick of the wrist. There's going to be nothing to them. But to make it seem like it's a fair fight, to make them feel like they can't be beat, he gave them time to build all these, like I said, these nuclear warheads, all these lasers, all these bombs where you shoot one and it hit about 17 of the places at once. He want all that. Verse 13, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for will I sit to judge all heathen round about. Put ye in sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, from the press is full and fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. So he's gonna have all these nations gather in Israel. That's what all this is about to go down. All these nations are going to get down, and Russia may invade Saudi Arabia. Israel might be bombing Iran, and Iran gonna pull Russia in since Israel is backed by the United States. It pulls them in, so you got everybody getting busy in the Middle East, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Verse 14, multitudes and multitudes in the Valley of Decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the Valley of Decision. That is in the Middle East. That's it. The nation, the Valley of Decision, because that's where everything's going to get decided at. He's going to decide who is going to be on top, either these other nations or the Most High. And we already know what's going to go down. These scriptures let us know, straight up and down. Now, there's going to come a time where it's going to get so brutal and so messy out there. You're not going to see anything. You go to verse 15, chapter 3. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Because of all the bombing and the shooting and the smoke and all that, you're not going to be able to see anything. You ain't going to be able to see the hand in front of your face. It's going to be so desolate out there that you can't see nobody, can't find nobody. It's going to be that serious, right? Like it's getting to the point where uh, the colonizer. I'm gonna stick with that because I like that term. The colonizer is, it feels like nobody can defeat him, right? That's why, and every time he makes like a so-called agreement, he feels like he can break any agreement that he sets up because nobody can uh, get at him if he do. Because it's almost like, yeah, we agreed to do this, but I decide not to. What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's why every deal that the colonizer make, he always breaks it. Always. Like he did with like he did with the Native Americans, or like he said he wasn't gonna do any nuclear war and stuff like shoot a nuclear missile, stuff like that. America's the only one that ever shot up a nuclear warhead. They're the only ones. They the ones that shot off a nuclear warhead, but then tell everybody else, you can't shoot other nuclear warheads. You can't do it. What? But you did it, and now you tell everybody else to do it, and then they go and try to police and try to tell everybody else, yeah, we're going to your facilities to make sure that you ain't got no nuclear warheads and stuff like that. But they still making their nuclear warheads. They're not shutting theirs down. You think America's gonna shut theirs down? You think they're gonna dismember their nuclear arsenal? Nope. You you got the game messed up. I tell you what to do. It's not about what I'm doing. Do what I say, not what I do. That's how he moves. Keep going. Verse 16, and the Lord shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. See, when they go down and all that war is going on and shaking up, that sky cracks open. And that's when you start to see the uh, Most High's army come out, led by Christ. Like Christ is coming back with nothing but blood and sword. That's what he's coming back with. I mean, even today, you start to see these so-called second comings of Christ. I mean, I know I saw some on Netflix. I saw some on Netflix to where they were showing the new uh, the new Christ coming back for his second coming, and now he's like Arab or something like that, right? And he walking around healing people and walking on water and all that type of stuff. Just scriptures don't say nothing about him coming back, walking on water and healing people. He's coming back for destruction. He's coming back to take the people that actually follow what the Most High is saying and killing everybody else. That's the type of time we're on. The time of fellowshipping and healing and all that. Those days are done. You know what I mean? It's to the point where it's going to be like the scripture said during the time of Noah, when everybody fancy around, drinking and shaking up and all that type of stuff. Is when that sky gonna crack open and you ain't gonna know what's gonna happen or believe it until the chariots are already gone and you already got that sword at your neck, right? Let's go to let's see. Oh, we go to verse 17. So you read Joel 3:17, and it says, "So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and thou shalt no strangers pass through her any more." This is letting you know that there's not going to be any other nation dwelling in Jerusalem or the land of Israel to put their flag up and to rule over us or to divide that land up of his people and say it's theirs. None of that is happening anymore. There's no going to be no strangers in that land to pass through and try to set up shop. It's not happening. These the days of the Israelis and Pakistans and Arabs and all these other countries setting their flag up, and like I said, dividing the land. When you look at the map, and you see everybody got their own situation. It's going to be a 12 tribe setup like it was before, like it's supposed to be. That's what the scripture saying. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting there and setting up shop in the Most High's land no more. Now where's he supposed to be dwelling? This is the clean up shop area. The Lord can't put us in a land where you can't get put up in a land where it's already occupied. So what is he doing? He's cleansing the land. I'm cleansing all that, and it ain't nothing these other nations can do about it. I mean, they have pretty much prolonged it as long as they can, right? I mean, you see everything that's happening on how the scripture's saying it's going to be uh, wars and rumors of wars that's coming along. Woe. There's going to be a first woe and a second woe and then a third woe, which is woe in the scriptures mean destruction. First war and second war has already happened. That first World War One and War Two, that already happened. In that first one, you have like a couple of countries battling it out. Second World War Two, almost the whole world was getting busy with it. This World War Three, it's going to affect everybody. Everybody's going to. You're not going to be able to be at the house and just continue with your life while it's going down. No, you're gonna feel it where you at. It's gonna be on some. If you watch what's that show called? With the zombie show. Got the name of that show. Walking Dead, right? You watching The Walking Dead? I mean, that's how it's gonna be. Land's gonna be desolate. City's gonna be desolate. Uh, it's gonna be a city, like a big, huge city. And it's only gonna be like Scripture says, it's gonna be like 10 people up in there, right? You're gonna be happy to see another person's face. You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna be. Let me keep going. See if I can drop down to verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem for generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. This scripture is saying that the Most High is going to be dealing with Esau, so-called the colonizer, and they're going to be a forgotten people. They're going to be down to a memory due to the violence that they put against the children of the Most High. Because the innocent blood that was shed amongst his people, he has to shed that blood. He has to get payback. And the Most High is going to put his people back into Jerusalem, and we're going to sit there and dwell and live in prosperity forever throughout all the generations. That's what it says, from generation to generation. And for the blood that have not been cleansed, the Lord is gonna cleanse that blood. So that same blood that didn't get cleansed for Tamir Rice, or that brother that got choked out while selling a pack of cigarettes, or I got that other brother's name, Mike Brown. You know, um, all this bloodshed that these people just die for no reason. That the ground is still soaked in blood from our people. The Lord is going to cleanse that. That's what He's going to do. He's going to cleanse that blood. And during that time of when the war is going on, and before the chariots come to pick up our people, uh, there's going to be a time where those lights are going to be going off. Those lights, there's going to be no power. There's going to be no stores to go to. There's going to be no um, nothing to power up your generators. No fuel. I mean, you're going to be scared. You're going to be to the part where if you want a low on gas and that light about to start glowing, you're gonna be like, man, where can I find some more fuel? I don't want to drive to another like another city or nothing like that, another a town, because if I get there and ain't got no gas, I'm screwed. I'm stranded. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that you're gonna have to worry about during that time of war, before Christ and his angels come up. Let me get to it, and there's a way to kind of deal with that. Go to Zephaniah 2 and 1. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Zephaniah 2 and 1. I know you hear us say this all the time, but this is why. Gather yourselves, Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation not desired. We need to gather together during that time of urban warfare, because it's going to be a time where resources, as far as water, food, are going to be handed out in rations, right? Just like how our brothers did back in Egypt when there was a drought. Um, he divvied up the food in the storehouse and divvied up to make sure that everybody was fed. It's the same way that our people is going to have to handle amongst each other. We're going to have to hunker down. We're going to have like brothers, like families, and like 3 or 4 families in one household. Brothers with their guns, with their wives, water. You're going to have to rely on each other. That's what you're going to have to do. I mean, 'cause it's going to get real quick before you understand what's really going on. I mean, there's going to be people trying to knock down. They're going to see somebody by themselves, or and they're going to be like an easy target. That's why that Isaiah 4:1, you really going to understand that. The part where it says 7 women going to take heed to one man, they're going to want protection. They are not going to care about somebody having more than one wife. They ain't going to care about none of that. What they want to do is they want to go to a place where they are safe. Well, because I mean, you seeing these women out here like, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need a man. But as soon as them lights get cut off, as soon as somebody start kicking in their door trying to get the food in their refrigerator, they gonna start second guessing about leaving a dude that they was with because he was messing with another female. That is completely out the door. Like, they gonna want their protection. They gonna need it. You know what I mean? Because all they gonna see, somebody gonna see during those times is a big house, and of course you got a big house. You got money to have a little generator to power them lights up. So they gonna see all them lights in the neighborhood off, but know that you left your husband and you got the dude in the divorce. It's just you and them kids, and you took the house from him, and your house is the only one in the neighborhood with them lights on. Easy lick. I'm taking it. That's what they're doing. They're coming and they're taking what they want. Take it. I mean, you put somebody in a serious situation to where their lives depend on it. It's going to be crime. There are a lot of when you look at the statistics about crime in different neighborhoods, and where does crime always happen? Where is it always being at? Where is it always dwelling up at? In poor neighborhoods. Crime is always sitting in poor neighborhoods every single time. Because I don't have it, I'm going to take from you. I mean, black and Native Americans and Caribbean people, our people, as a people, we're naturally not criminals, naturally not murderers, naturally not thieves and stuff like that, because of what the colonizer has done to our people. How he's always kept his foot on our necks. When that stomach start touching your back, you're gonna do what you can do to survive. Your survival instincts coming in. I mean, you got I think it's the Brazilians, like our brothers eating mud pies out there. You know what I mean? Because they don't have anything. You know what I mean? Like it gets to the point where you sitting there in a let's say you sitting there, lights cut off, and you ain't got no food and all that, but you see somebody riding around in a car full of groceries. He can't even close the trunk up because he got a thing full of food. And what you gonna do? You gonna let him make it? I got this. My wife, 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? I got my father, my father that's 60 or 70 years old or 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there. I got a house full of people, and I see what you have. I'm taking it. That's what it's going to be during those times where that war kick off and that urban warfare. You better be ready. There's going to be times where people going to have to, our brothers and sisters going to have to rally up and divide amongst each other the rations to keep it going until them chariots come. Let me get something else. And during those times when you see all this popping off, the only people that's really rejoicing about this is the people up in this school, because we know what's going on. We didn't read these scriptures. We've been taught. We've been taught what to do. We see the future that's being about to be told. Go to Isaiah 66 and 14. Isaiah 66 and 14. Let's see, 66 and 14. Isaiah 66 and 14. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known towards his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies. Like when you see this was going on, let me read 15 too. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. It ain't no rejoicing. It ain't no, um, it ain't no healing. It ain't no, peace and all that. It's done. Through. And some of the brothers say this is over with. He coming with the sword and he coming with them chariots. Like a whirlwind, as they say. Like, once that sky crack open, it's gonna look like that scene from Independence Day. When you start to see that roll of fire come out with that they call them UFOs, but we already know what it is in this school. Chariots. When that thing crack open and see all that, like people not going to believe it. Like I said, until it's happened, until until you see our people get taken up in the chairs. Like I'm in Isaiah right now. Get Isaiah 20 and 26 and 26 and 20. Let's see, Isaiah 26. Let's see. That, what was that? Isaiah 26 and 20. Yeah, 26 and 20. Um, Come, my people, and enter thou in the chambers, and shut thy doors upon about thee, and hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. See, this is the time when the chariots come. That door is going to shut, just like it shut during the time of Noah. You know, and once that door shut, and the chariot leave, you know, that's when people are gonna be like, oh, that's what them brothers was talking about on their street. That's what they ain't gonna think it's real until they see these boys leave, until they see our nation leave. Like it's sad that they see our brothers, especially speaking about our people, like they see our people out here, uh, our brothers, especially this our school, sitting there teaching in all these different cities. I mean, countries. It ain't like we in one spot. I.S.U.P.K is everywhere. I mean, we're in the UPK, we're in Jamaica, Trinidad. You know, we're in every major city, and at this point, we're worldwide. You know, we're on the airwaves, we're on the internet. I mean, wherever you go, we getting this truth. You getting this truth. You can't hide away from it, and the deceiver is being revealed. Like the scripture says that it's going to be to the point where they're going to show you who the actual devil is. You know who he is needs to be revealed, and they seeing that. They seeing what he has done in the past. They seeing what he's doing right now, what he plans to do. I mean, you got this colonizer in the house. This man is literally about to start World War III. He like right there, like his hand is hovering over the button, about to press that bad boy. And that same type of people, and it's crazy, is these people that's ruling over everybody, over these nations, things like that. They're going to be a memory. They're going to be the point where it's going to be like a hiss. It's like you're gonna like, man, I remember when they used to do this. I remember they used to be over this. Matter of fact, scripture said, I believe that is Jeremiah. Somewhere Jeremiah 49 and something. Let's see. Jeremiah 49 and Jeremiah 49 and 17, right? It says, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. So it's going to be a time where you're going to be like, oh, when you walking around the desolation, America, and you want to go back when they go back to it and see what the nation, the other nations used to do. You're gonna be like, oh, right here's where the buildings were that used to be like 89 stories high. Yeah, they used to own them. It used to be companies that used to own it, and they used to run all this stuff. And he used to run this big old Astrodome. Right here is where a big highway used to go. It used to loop around the city twice. It's going to be like a memory. Like it's going to be in the stuff like this really used to be here. That's what it's going to be. And that's how it's going to remain. That's how it should be. And dealing with these other nations during the times of uh, World War III, if you are these other nations, let's see if we get to the second. I'm gonna have to go to second Edges. And this one, so I can get to it. So second Edges, chapter 16. Second Edges, 16. Let's see. Okay, so we read second Edges, chapter 16, verse 17. Now these other nations is going to be dealing with this during this World War III when Christ and them come back. Verse 17 says, woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And they're going to go through all types of anguish and tribulations. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to hide in these mountains. They're going to, and I'm speaking about the ones of hierarchy, because right now we're doing the time of we're fishers of men at this point. We're sitting there, we're fishing men to get in this truth. But after that, this is the time when the Most High is going to send the hunters, and He's going to go in these mountains and these crevices, and He's going to go and hunt down all these people, uh, these hierarchy people that are hiding from their judgment. You're going to get that sword. You're going to get that payment that's going to come to you. You know, we keep going. Behold, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall be the sword destroyed. Shall the sword destroy? Like it's going to be so bad that there's not going to be no men to till the earth because there's not going to be the sower. There's not going to be too many people here in the aftermath. It says, verse 25: the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? There's not going to be nobody to till the farmland. I mean, The few that's gonna grow on the tree, and they're gonna fall off and rot off. It's not gonna be nobody there to do it. And speaking about the cities, I dropped down to verse 28. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and two of the field, which shall hide themselves in thick groves and in the clefts of rocks. I was just speaking about that, how during that time it's not going to be too many people here, and those that are have that money to try to build these bunkers and build themselves some type of quote unquote protection in these caves, they're going to get hunted out. They're going to get sought out. Like there's going to be nowhere for you to run during this time of World War III. Just to catch you up, sis, we're speaking about World War III and what's going to happen, what to deal with, what we're going to deal with in those times. So keep reading. So I know Christian church when they speak about the so-called rapture, they always go to one of the scriptures saying like one is going to be in the field and one's going to be taken, you know, and their thing is they want to be taken because they think those are the ones that's going to be taken by the Lord. As far as in taken up, they thinking that you're gonna look next to someone that was working with you, and all of a sudden there's gonna be some clothes on the floor. For some reason, the oppressor always want to deal with some type of butt nakedness. And there's always somebody being naked or something like that. Why you want to look next to somebody clothes off? The clothes, let's say they walking around the field naked or something like that. They Lord gonna take them butt naked or something like that. What's really going on? Like that's what they own. But to be taken doesn't mean to be taken in the sense that they thinking about. To be taken means to be killed. There's going to be one in the field working. There's going to one that's going to be taken as far as I'm going to take your life away. That's what that scripture is speaking about. It's not about you're going to be taken and your clothes going to be left on the ground and things of that nature. You got any questions, sis? Okay. And to go to it, let's see. Let me get a book of Matthew 24 and 38. Matthew 24 and 38. Like I was speaking about earlier, in the end times, it's going to be just like it was with Noah entering the ark. So, was it Matthew verse 24:38? For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marry and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. So everybody was going to be, before Christ come back, everybody's going to be doing their own thing, continuing in whoredom, continuing in sodomy, continuing and doing whatever they want to do, continuing having their own little gay pride month, continuing doing everything that the Lord despises. And then at that time, that sky gonna crack open. Verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Like I said, that scripture's talking about that's the same thing. Everybody was kicking it and chilling, and while Noah's preparing and getting ready, They making fun of, just like how they make fun of us now. They say we dress like Power Rangers. We don't know what we're talking about. Um, go get a real job and all that type of stuff. All the stuff they say to us. When that sky crack open and them chariots come is when they're going to realize, oh crap, this is what it is. And that's when it goes back into what I was speaking about earlier, verse 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Verse 41. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, ye know not what that watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. So, unlike the Pharisees and Sadducees, you don't want to be like them, asking for signs to see exactly when it's going to happen, so you can just cut up and do whatever the hell you want to do until that last moment happens, and then you want to go ahead and try to let me go ahead and get right. No. You see these brothers out here teaching. You see these brothers telling you what you need to be doing. At that point, this is when you need to get right. This is the grace that you have right now. Think of it just like a light bill. You got the bill, and you see that it's due. You got a couple of days until they come up and cut them lights off. The Most High is about to come and cut your lights off. You already got the pink slip. You know what I'm saying? The first that slip is that bill is a white piece of paper. Now we just got that pink slip. So now that means let's go ahead and pay that bill, you know what I'm saying, before these lights get cut off. Because at that point, you can't do nothing else at this point. It's over. Let me see if there's any questions in the room. You say you got no questions, sis? Matthew 24 and Matthew 24 and 38. And I read Matthew 24 and 38 through 41. Let me see. Questions. I don't see any questions in the room. Oh, wait a minute. I think I do have a question. Okay. Trying to see if I can answer one of the questions he's asking. He's asking about Numbers 25, about Israel having relations with a Moabite woman. Um, this is dealing with Israel and um, worshiping and committing whoredom with other nations. So Numbers 25 or 1 through 25, verse 1 and 3 is speaking about having sex with another nation, and now that angered God so much that he had the man killed. So let's go ahead and read it. Number 25 and 1. And Israel abide in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they, verse 2, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal-peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. So during this time, this was Moses. Yeah, this is when it came out of Egypt with Moses. Yeah, this is after they came out with Moses, and let's see, Lord, okay, all right. So if you go down to verse 8, well, go before verse 8. So the nation of Israel has an issue with, as far as you can see, dealing with strange women, women from other nations, right? Moab women, um, quote unquote African women, white women, and this is one of those times. Israel was dealing with, right now, speaking about the whoredom and the daughters of Moab, right? As you know, in Deuteronomy, we are to only deal with our nation of people, our women. It is a crime against the Most High to be dealing with women that are not of our people. You read the book of Tobit 4 and 12. It says, "Beware of all whoredom, my sons, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets. Know Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my sons, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land." Um, and you also read Nehemiah 13 and 23. That's exactly what I'm saying. 13, 23. Okay, we go. In those days, I saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. Verse 25. And I contended with them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Verse 26. Did not Solomon king of Israel sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, for he was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. When you deal with these other women, these other nations, it takes you away from who you are supposed to be worshiping. You start to compromise in your marriage. You start to worship their gods. You start to put on their culture, and that is the same thing. We go back to Numbers. Well, it was Numbers 25 and 25 and 1. So when you keep reading, I read about in verse 3 of Numbers 25 and 3, how it angered the Lord You go to verse 4, and the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. Verse 5, and Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baalpor. That's worshiping another god. They not only start worshiping other gods, but they started to deal with these Moab women that did worship these other gods. And we'll go to verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren Mandatish, a woman, in the sight of Moses and in sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel. He were weeping before the door of the tabernacle congregation. Let me drop to it, where the man killed both of them during the act. Verse 7, here it is. And when the Phoenice, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. Verse 8, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. What they was doing is, like I said, they was having relations with other nations. This brother caught another Israel brother in the act of laying with the Moabite woman. Go ahead, sis. Yes, same thing. Women not to date outside their race. Our men are not to date outside our nation of people. So, like I said, it's gonna take a woman away from who she's supposed to be serving, the Most High, because as a woman you are supposed to be following your man. If your man is Edom, or if he's um, Ham, he's gonna have you do all types of weird stuff, especially Ham. I mean, they over there bathing in cow dung, bathing in piss and stuff like that. Depending on what type of tribe that you're dealing with, in that type of nation. And cleanliness is all what Israel is about. So, yeah, of course, it does go for both men and women of the nation of Israel. So, going back to that scripture, that brother saw that it was another brother laying with a Moab woman, and the Most High told Moses how this angered him, and Moses told the congregation how it angered them, and he had them to cleanse anybody that was dealing with that type of madness. That brother came and saw that and was like, "Oh, hell no! You ain't about to get us caught up in the melee that the Most High is gonna deal with us. He just took us out of Egypt, and now you about to go back and deal with this Moab woman? No, you and her are gone." So he took a spear and stabbed that brother from behind, because he was obviously on top of the woman. Stabbed him from behind. That spear went through him and through her, killed them both. That's what that portion is about. That is a nice scripture to prove about the wrath of the Most High. How does he feel about interracial marriage? That is that, and also the flood. The flood is a good template to deal with interracial marriage, of how the flood happened. That's another one to go into. You got any other questions, sis? Good. All right, with that, in the class, going to the security announcements. Uh, I.S.U.P.K started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, He or she should get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 to 21. Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means tenth in Hebrew. By Asherah, 10%, every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. Holy convocation will be memorial of the blowing of trumpets, first day of the seventh month, Sunday, 21st, September 2025. We can read this in Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarves. That's one of the announcements. They're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and sisters, men of Israel. Baju Shabbat, Baju, Rock, Habashim Shabrakta, Yasmata, men of Israel. Salute to the sisters. Baju Shabbat, Baju, Rock, Hashmata Bashem Yahusha, Yasmata, dismiss.